Hey guys, this is Paul the Messiah. I wanted to make this video for quite some time, and now we're finally here. The pit from Diablo 4 has had quite a journey. First introduced in Season 4, it was a great way to get masterworking materials. But then, in Season 5, it was completely eclipsed by the Infernal Hordes. And now, in Season 6, it has turned into the core feature of the game, having both your torment progression and glyph leveling tied to it. But unfortunately, same problems that have plagued the pit since its conception remain to this day. On paper, the pit should provide a seamless, fluid experience of blasting through mobs quickly, as there are no items to be found to distract you. Only you, monsters, and speed, as you race to beat the clock as fast as you can. But reality is a bit different, and a combination of bad design along with some questionable game mechanics ends up really sullying the core experience of the pit. So let's talk about it. I want to start first with the least offensive issue, the lack of mob and dungeon variety. Due to the monster family format Diablo 4 has, the game as a whole suffers regarding the mob variety. However, the game has a lot more dungeon tile sets than what is currently playable in the pit. So I would really love if the devs would add some more to make the experience more fresh. This issue is slightly better for Vessel of Hatred owners, however. Some of the new dungeon designs are really cool. Now let's talk about more important problems. The pit was directly inspired by Diablo 3's Greater Rifts. But the Greater Rift experience was so much better and so much more fluid than what we have in Diablo 4. They took something that worked great and made it worse. Let's start with the fact that for some dumb reason we only get 2 pit levels. Why? This forces the players to sometimes backtrack and kill mobs that they have missed, which is not a pleasant experience for a supposedly time attack game feature. You generally want to aim in having your progress bar be close to half full before going to the second level, because otherwise, sometimes you will not have enough mobs to finish the run, and then you need to backtrack again to the first level. This doesn't happen often to me, but it did happen several times. And what makes matters worse is that some pit dungeons are designed horrendously, often resulting in a dead end and forcing you to go back. And I bet you know exactly which one I'm referring to. While some others have you go in a circle. The pit having only 2 levels forces you to engage with most monsters you encounter, even the shitty white mobs, where in Greater Rifts you could have just skipped mobs that didn't work for you, and you also can just engage in elite packs without killing the trash mobs at all. Thankfully, this is not a hard fix to do. Blizzard just needs to add at the very least a 3rd level, while personally I wouldn't mind even more. As if all of this isn't bad enough, there are a couple of just stupid game mechanics that also tarnish the pit experience, and I haven't really heard people discuss them yet, so let me tell you what I'm talking about. Number 1. The checkpoint. Ah yes, the infamous Diablo 4 checkpoint system. This is probably something that pisses me off the most in the entire game. It is so fucking stupid. So in short, whenever you die in a game, you simply respawn next to your corpse, right? Wrong. That would just make too much sense. And we can't have that. No, instead the game just fucks you off to a completely random location. Sometimes you'll be close to the place you died, other times, not so much. Sometimes I will even respawn on the first level of the pit even though I died on the second level. And let's not forget that before they fixed it, in the boss room you had to go back a little bit, because otherwise you wouldn't get a checkpoint in the room if you died. So make it make sense, Blizzard. Just allow us to spawn where we died, and we can fix all this mess. Number 2 is something that I like to call monster tethering. What do I mean by this? I don't know if you ever noticed, but you can't really pull mobs by having them follow you around. Not for long distance anyway. If you try having a monster follow you for a bit longer, they will suddenly get unstoppable, super speed, full HP, and then will quickly sprint to their spawn location. In other words, they are tethered to their spawn point. I don't really understand this decision. Not to mention that if you die, they will also regain full HP. To me, it just feels so artificial and less fluid. It sort of breaks the immersion as well. In Diablo 3, some builds basically required you to create a huge density of mobs at one location, and I'm actually going to demonstrate that right now. And here we are, guys. I'm actually in Diablo 3, and I'm playing this game for the first time in the past 2 years at least, just so I can give you this little demonstration. This is probably my favorite build in the entire game. This is an exploding palm monk. I tag monsters with exploding palm, and then I detonate them with another ability, and they just die. So I'm going to show you how things work in this game. So I can basically just pull these mobs indefinitely.
I must wait longer.
And right now I have all of them follow me, which is nice. I want them to come here. And bam! One single explosion kills them all. This is a build that thrives on mob exploding. So, for the best clears, you actually want these kind of greater rifts. They're very open, they have nice mob density. And here is yet another way, a pretty fun way to pull mobs. This is my witch doctor. I'm going to infect these enemies with Locust Swarm. Locust Swarm is amazing because it spreads so quickly to all the opponents around me. I'm just gonna go around, cast the Locust Swarm. They're slowly but surely all going towards me. Look at the absolute carnage. The absolute carnage. Look how many mobs I have just infected. It is insane. And they're all coming towards me. That's the kind of pulling that you just cannot do in Diablo 4. And finally, guys, for the final showcase, I'm choosing a character, my Demon Hunter, that has very high single target damage, just so I can show you how easy it is to actually skip mobs that I don't want to fight, and basically just pick and choose my targets. There we go. I'm just going to kill elite mobs and nothing else. Just going in, assassinating yellows and blues.
I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. I'm going to have enough hatred. Sweet revenge. Do you want more? Let's move.
I skipped every single trash mob that I could, and I focused my attention only on the blue and yellow packs. You kill big yellow mob and you kill all of the blues and they drop orbs that are necessary for progression. So just now a little demonstration to show you that the pit can be so much better than it is at this moment. We shouldn't have to kill every single mob or 90% of them on our way to the final boss fight. And there you have it, guys. Hopefully I managed to demonstrate that Greater Rifts are still superior to the pit in certain aspects, and the pit still has a lot of room for improvement. Despite everything, however, if Blizzard just decides to add 1 or 2 more pit levels, and it decides to fix the ridiculous checkpoint system, it would solve most of the remaining issues. But anyway, what do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Have I missed the mark somehow? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for sticking around, and please consider subscribing as it really helps a small channel like mine. It's free and you can always change your mind later. Also, if you have any ideas or suggestions for future videos, let me know. Thank you for watching, my name is Fallen Messiah and I'll see you in the next one.